With 170 million people living in a country just smaller than the size of Iowa, Bangladesh is the most densely populated country in the world, and right at its center is the megacity of Dhaka. I flew in and out of the city a few times as I traveled through South Asia, and on one of my layovers decided to brave the chaotic city for an afternoon. I felt like one of the only tourists in the city and was pleasantly surprised by how the mass of people seemed to flow seamlessly. The main attraction for me were the colorful bike rickshaws that gently stroll through the old part of the city, adding color and the faint sound of its bells twinkling through the streets. There were a few standout pink historic buildings giving the city charm, and the mighty Buriganga River that brought the heartbeat to the city. I'm really glad I gave the city a chance for the afternoon, and here's how it went. Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to Dhaka, Bangladesh. I just got in this morning from Cox's Bazaar, visiting some friends and seeing the village life a little bit, but now I'm in one of the world's top 10 largest cities and one of the most densely populated cities in the world. And I just have an afternoon here, so I have about 4 or 5 hours to just explore Dhaka, Bangladesh. I have an early flight out tomorrow to Bhutan. I'm really not sure what to see or what to expect here in Dhaka. I've just kind of showed up, and there's really not like a lot of tourism here, but there's definitely some cool architecture, some cool rivers, and a lot of cool markets. And again, just being one of the most densely populated places here, it's going to be a chaotic, kind of crazy place to just kind of explore and just see the people. And first thing I'm noticing here is just all these like really colorful bicycle rickshaws that you can take everywhere. So yeah, I've just come down to New Market, which is just right outside of Old Dhaka here, and I'm good. And I'm going to be checking out the New Market here, and then just walking around and checking out some of the old architecture and stuff here in Dhaka city. So you come off of like this crazy loud street with a bunch of honking and everything, and you come into the New Market here, and it's just this massive kind of triangle, and it has all of these outdoor shops. It's almost like an outdoor shopping mall here, and there's lots of clothing, there's jewelry, there's a couple like food stands, there's some rugs, there's shoes, and it's just this nice open market, and it's like really busy with people, but you're not worrying about traffic or cars or loud noises or honking. It has like a bit of like a shopping mall feel here. So yeah, just a nice place to walk around and see some of the local culture here in Dhaka. So anyways, not much for me to do because I'm not going to be shopping here. So I'm actually going to head out of the market here and kind of keep exploring. And I'm going to head south towards Old Dhaka a little bit more, and I'm heading in the direction of Lal Beg Fort. So I think I'm just going to walk there. It's about a mile from New Market, heading south into Old Dhaka. So let's go out and check it out. As I've been walking down the road here, I've been walking past all of these buses, and I haven't seen a single one that isn't just like all beat up and scraped up, just like all down the sides. So yeah, they must be hitting things along their ride, but it's just like so torn up. Alright guys, so I've just entered the streets of Old Dhaka here, and the streets just got like a little bit more narrow, a little bit busier, and it's actually really quaint here because there's almost no cars, and you just have a lot of these like bicycle rickshaws. So you're just hearing like the bells of these bicycle rickshaws just dinging through the old town here. So yeah, and now that we're in Old Town here, we'll be seeing a lot more of like the cool old architecture of Old Dhaka. So yeah, we should be just a couple blocks from the Lal Beg Fort, but yeah, I'm just gonna kind of enjoy strolling through these streets here. it's been super cool walking around just a tiny little bit of the old Dhaka here. I hope to walk around more after the fort, but here's the wall of the Lalbagh Fort, so I'm hoping if I just keep walking around the wall here, I'll find the entrance somewhere. But yeah, just all of these bicycle taxis going by, the ringing of the bells, it's just, I know it seems a little crazy still, but it's like, it just has this like nice sound to it and just a little bit more calm, kind of older feel to these roads. So yeah, hoping to explore more of old Dhaka, but let's try to find the entrance to the fort here. So I've come all the way to the Lalbagh Fort here, but unfortunately it's closed on Sundays. So I was like taking a picture through the gate here, but then Mahadi said that he actually has a friend that can get me up on one of these buildings that you can still see the fort from up there. So hopefully we'll still get a good view of the fort, and it'll be a nice like elevated view looking down on the fort. So I won't be able to walk around today. And again, today's my only day here in Dhaka, so I'm really bummed because this is like my one shot to see this, and this is like the main piece of architecture to see here in Dhaka, but should be a cool view from up there, so we'll head up there in a second.
I'm gonna start a restaurant in that building. The first floor, it's all gonna be around street food oriented. The second floor is going to be our traditional Mughal cuisine. The third floor is the kitchen, and the fourth and fifth will be a coffee shop. And the rooftop will be a smoking zone and a coffee shop.
All right, so yeah, if you're here like in just 1 month, make sure you come check. What'll be the name of the restaurant?
It's Darbar Ekella.
Darbar Ekella. Okay, I'll try to write it in the description. Right here, right across again, we'll go get some views soon, but you'll just have these beautiful views looking down on the Lalbagh Fort. Wow, this is a beautiful view of Lalbagh Fort, and probably way better than if I was just able to enter here. So it's super cool that this guy just approached me and was like, oh, I can get you on that rooftop, and I can't wait until your restaurant is open. This is gonna be a beautiful spot to hang out, have a coffee, have lunch, and wow, just look at this view. So a little bit about the fort. This fort was built in the mid 1600s by a Mughal prince, Muhammad Azam Shah. It was meant to be like this massive palace here, but then eventually his daughter died and it was considered an unlucky place. So the palace was actually never finished and it was abandoned for a while here. But now it has this like beautiful gardens, just this nice like pink look to it, some nice like towers and minarets around it, and then you have a museum that's in there as well now, so you can go there and learn a little bit about the history of that dynasty. And it almost works out that it's not open today because the like gardens and all the pathways are super clean, and I was able to fly up the drone from up on the rooftop here, so I was able to get some really nice shots of this fort, and again, probably better than what I would have gotten on the ground. I kind of wish I could have explored down there, but really happy with the way it worked out. Yeah, let's head back down and explore more of old Dhaka. Thanks for showing me the rooftop. Bye. I hope to come back.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I honestly was so bummed when I got there and the gate was closed and there was no one at the ticket booth, because that's like one of the main highlights to see here in Dhaka. But again, that guy just came up, he saw that I was sad and frustrated, and he's like, hey, I have access to the rooftop here. Really just so thankful for like the kindness of strangers here, and so far in Bangladesh, just people have been so nice and so hospitable. Anyways, I'm back kind of in the old town of Dhaka here, and I'm just gonna walk around some of these old streets, check out some of the bazaars, and there is a starry mosque way on the other side of Old Town, about a mile through here. So that's my goal and destination, but looking forward to just like walking through Old Town on the way there. So let's go. local, and it's like not touristy at all. It's just this like really real, authentic market here in the center of Dhaka. It's amazing how that guy was just like in this crazy crowd and just like jumped on an empty bike and they're off. So it's like organized chaos for sure. So that was super fun, just wandering through the winding alleys of old Dhaka there, and it was definitely crazy, like really chaotic, but it was just so local and so authentic. There was like, you know, parts where there were meat shops and vegetable shops, people doing furniture, and they were just selling like everything in there, and there were just tons of these bicycle rickshaws just going everywhere, super colorful and just like so packed with people. So anyways, we're about in the heart of old Dhaka now, and there's the Star Mosque, or the Tata Masjid, which is like right in the heart of downtown here, and it just will have some like really beautiful architecture and interior. Let's see if we can head in and check out the Star Mosque here. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go into the main part of the mosque there, but in the main kind of opening foyer there, where there were some people doing some prayers, there were just incredible mosaics all along the wall. There were beautiful like stars, there were moons, and just like these beautiful old looking tiles. And then there's like a bunch of stars all over the outside. And then if you could go inside, you could like peek in, but it was dark in there. There's just tons of star mosaics just like covering the roof and the ceiling there. And it was built in the like early to mid 1800s. So I'm gonna keep kind of exploring here, and then eventually I'm gonna work my way to the river that kind of cuts through Dhaka here. So yeah, let's keep walking. One of the things you'll notice immediately here in Bangladesh, and especially here in Dhaka, are just these like bicycle rickshaws that are just taking people everywhere. But the one thing that's so noticeable about them is just how beautifully they're designed. Like they're just such colorful little rickshaws. And so I think one thing that I just want to do as an activity here is just ride the rickshaw around old Dhaka here. So I'm going to see if I can get a colorful old rickshaw and just kind of cruise through the old town here, and then eventually I'll be heading to the Asan Mazil, which is one of the residential palaces here, and it's like near the river. So let's catch a bike rickshaw and head in that direction. Just jumped on a little bicycle rickshaw here, and it's just only about $1 to go a mile and a half kind of across the old town here, getting us closer and closer to the river for sunset. The ride here was really fun. It was just a nice way to get off my legs a little bit and just see Old Town from like just the safety of the back of this bike, even though you're like really exposed to everything. But it's just, you know, shielded from all the people, and you can see all the crazy chaos, but you're just getting carted right through there. But unfortunately, again, I'm running into a gate. So I think this place is closed. I'm not sure if it's closed on Sundays, or someone said something about 3, so maybe it closed at 3 p.m. But hours are weird now because of Ramadan also. But fortunately, as we were biking here, I saw some nice viewpoints from the other side along the river. You can look through the fence here and get just some nice views of the Adzan Manzil Museum. So I'm gonna just walk around and yeah, hopefully get some good views of this like pink building, even though I won't be able to go in the actual museum. So I've just walked around to the other edge of the Adzan Manzil, and we're right along the banks of the river here, and there's this kind of like crazy hectic market right here, and then you have like these pink walls and a gate, and then right inside you just have this like beautiful majestic pink palace, which just totally doesn't fit the rest of what I've seen in Bangladesh. It's just like this clean piece of architecture, and it's just bright, hot pink. It's really strange. This served as the residential palace of the ruler of Bangladesh, and it was built in about the mid 1800s, and now it just kind of serves as a museum. Yeah, pretty beautiful pink palace. Just like does not fit the rest of like the markets and chaos and craziness that you're seeing on the streets of Dhaka here. Right across the street from the museum here is the river, so in a little bit I'll just head to the river and check out some of the boats and stuff going down the river. I've just come out to these docks over the Buriganga here, and there's these massive boats out here just full of watermelons. It's amazing to just see this like supply chain of people loading up these baskets and carrying them up the hill, and then just in here there's like a little warehouse and market where they're selling like all the fruits and stuff, but you're just seeing them load up like 4 or 5 watermelons at a time and just carry them manually like on their heads up to the market. And there's so many boats just like piled with watermelons here. And then even as you look out on the rest of the river, you just see a bunch of boats going everywhere, and the sun is like just starting to set. We have about an hour left until sunset, so should just be some beautiful views looking out over the river tonight. Actually quite beautiful here along the river. There's so much activity, and it's amazing that like this whole port is just taken up by these watermelon boats, but then there's all these like little river cruises that are going out, and just tons of boats going up and down the river. So I've found like a little bit of a quieter area here, and I'm gonna see if I can fly up the drone and get the Buriganga from the skies. So let's check it out. Shots were amazing, totally worth flying it up there, although it does draw a massive crowd. You can see all these guys behind me were just like hovering over my shoulder the whole time. But seeing some of these like little boats from the sky were just incredible. There were some like amazing patterns that some of them are parked out there, and just like following some of these boats just down this beautiful river, and we're starting to just get this hazy glow from the sunset. And yeah, just beautiful views from up there. It's a lot more chaotic here on the ground, but from up there it was just like so peaceful, so serene. So anyways, let's just keep checking out a couple of little places along the water here. I would love it if I could get out on one of these boats to get a little bit of view from the water. Just come down to the docks here, and it's amazing to watch these little rowboats. They all come swooping through here, just like rapidly dump a bunch of people off, then they're picking more people up, and then they're just going straight back out to the river. come down to the little docks here with the wooden boats. I'm gonna see what it's like to just cross the river and get out on the water. And yeah, we have this like beautiful orange light for sunset. So let's try one of these boats. Made it out on the Buriganga River here. So I think it's just like an easy like public transportation option to cross the river here. But for me, it's just this beautiful way to get out on the boat. It's not necessarily like a peaceful boat because you have like these crazy barges coming every which way and there's lots of waves sometimes, but it is just nice to be out here on the water. So yeah, let's just go across the river, and then it looks like we're almost here, and then we're just gonna try to get a ride back. So beautiful night on the river though. Thank you. Alright guys, so the sun is just setting over the river now, and that was a beautiful way to end my afternoon here in Dhaka, just going for a little cruise back and forth across the river. And that's about it for exploring Old Dhaka. I mean, there's not much more that I wanted to see, but I'm really glad I spent the afternoon here, because I was going to just like hang out at the hotel because I have a really early morning flight tomorrow morning to Bhutan, which is one of my dream trips, so I do not want to jeopardize missing that flight tomorrow. So I'm really excited to take you guys to Bhutan. But yeah, Dhaka was it was such a local, authentic experience. I mean, I didn't see another tourist the whole day. Just walking around the old streets of Old Dhaka was just, I mean, it was like so much like India, just minus the tourists and not being bothered as much. There's a lot of people like staring at you and following you, but I wasn't really bothered by like tuk-tuk drivers and everything. So, and just such like a densely populated place. I mean, just walking around some of the markets here, and especially along the river, there's just so many people. I think there's like 22 million people in the city, so it's just a massive place and so densely populated. All right, guys, that's about it. I'm gonna go get ready for my flight to Bhutan because I have to wake up at like 3 in the morning. So I'll see you guys in Bhutan.